Hi, Monica.
Before I start, I would like to tell you my story. Just I'll try to make it short.
Mm-hmm.
I was a young lady at the age of 19. I migrated over to Europe, to be specific, the Netherlands, to to um to live, to find another life, to start a new journey. And when arrived, I found out that it's a language speaking country, and I was like, oh my goodness. Although I knew they don't speak English, but I thought, okay. But when I found myself there, I was like, God, how am I going to survive here? How am I going to learn the language? Because I'm originally from Nigeria, and in Nigeria, we have lots of languages. We have over 200 plus languages that we don't understand each other unless you meet with someone that is from the same origin as yours. So or our general official language is English. So I told myself the city where I grew up, I wasn't able to speak their language, which is the Urhobo tribe. And how on earth am I going to learn this language, the Dutch, to learn it enough to pursue my education? Because I'm still 19 years. I still need to go to uni. I still need to pursue my dream of becoming a nurse. Initially, I didn't see possibilities. I didn't see how I was going to learn this language. I was discouraged. I began to doubt myself, all my dreams. I began to think, oh, it's not going to work anymore. Am I just going to end my life here? I was thinking about my colleagues, my friends back home that are already in the university and they're already in their year one. And me, I'm still thinking of going to learn a language. How many years will it take me to learn this language? So a lot of questions were just popping up and popping up. I was just seeing discouragement. I was not seeing any future for myself at all. Though I came to find a better future, but I wasn't seeing it initially. But one thing that kept me going, I said to myself, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know I'm going to get my result. How, I don't know. But luckily for me, having good people, having a great sister that brought me over, she encouraged me. She told me, Monica, you need to learn the language. Initially, I listened, but I didn't really listen because, yeah, she's my sister. I'm like, yeah. But I had someone that also talked to me when I was in the language class. Finally, I had to enroll for the language class. I had no other option. I need to pursue my dream. My goal is to become a nurse. And the only way for me to do that, the only opportunity I have on the way at that moment was for me to learn the language. Being in this class, I was the youngest in the class, and one of the Nigerians there told me, Monica, you're not performing well. Why? Why? I told him that I don't have interest in this language. I don't know how I'm going to learn it. I don't know how people are doing it, but I don't see myself because I was not concentrating. But this man sat me down. He talked to me and encouraged me, gave vital points and reasons, 101 reasons why I need the language and the language is going to do for me. I don't know. That was the day my life changed because I don't know how I just listened to him and I started applying what he said. And after that, till today, I keep mentioning him. I keep thanking him for giving me those vital advices, for always being there, always encouraging me, always asking me, Monica, how are you doing? Have you done your assignment? Always, I have him to like account to. And finally, I learned the language. I thought, okay, this is here. I have to enroll for the register for the nursing school. Fear popped in again. I'm like, oh no, this is it. I have to go to school. How am I going to do it? As God may have his way, he brought another sent for me. It was one of our Reverend Father then. He told me, Monica, I have a friend that is a nurse. I'm going to take you to her. She's going to tell you a lot about nursing. She's going to encourage you. Just open up and listen what she'll tell you. After the meeting with that lady during dinner, my life changed. I had this boost of energy. I had this encouragement. I was alive again. I felt, okay, I can do this. I had that push I needed. So I started my nursing school, and it was all success. It was all great success. I'm so glad I did it. I listened to those good advice. I listened to my inner voice in me. I didn't allow discouragement and self-doubt to take over. That is just my short story. And coming to my writing, to write my book, I was, at the time, I was also discouraged. I told myself, I can't write a book. How am I going to write a book? But before then, when I finished, when I graduated as a registered nurse, as a bachelor nurse, I succeeded. And that success gave me the more encouragement to pursue more. I want to add more value to my life. Because I think if I had failed, if I hadn't make it, I don't know what I would do. But applying the law of persistence and being encouraged and having people to account to, having great supporters and great people around me, positive minded people, it kept me going, and I got my success, and it gave me more boost to seek for more. So I really want to add more value to my life. That was how I pursued my specialization course to become in an intensive care nurse. So after that, I succeeded. I'm like, okay, I want to do more. This journey I've gone through, I wouldn't have been able to do it without these great people in my life. How am I going to impact someone? And God, having his way, he brought a great person into my life. That was Dr. Francis Mbuya. We started talking, and he said, Monica, do you know you could do a lot with your story? I said, really? I said, I don't know. Could you please tell me? And he told me a lot. I'm like, do you know you can write a book? I told myself, me write a book? I told him, I don't think I can write a book. I'm not a good writer. And my English is, I was just looking for excuses. And he said, no, you can do it. And that was how, after I went through few coaching section with him, and with his simple and great steps on how to write a book, I was able to come out with this book. 19 is a late start. 6 steps to financial freedom and fulfillment as a young lady. So what am I trying to say? Encouragement, fighting discouragement, and self-doubt, they might sound negative, but they are stepping stone to success. If we can handle this very well, the end result will only be success and promotion. So what I have for you all today is just two keywords I would always want you to remember as you journey you're doing your as you journey through this entrepreneurship, whatever you're doing. Fight discouragement and self-doubt. Handle it in a positive way, and also be persistent in what you do. I'm going to share with you about my PowerPoint on these two. Although I have 6 steps I walk people through, but if we should handle these 6 steps today, I tell you, we're not going to live here. So I'm going to stick to two of the steps I think I know worked for me, and they are very vital because we need them every day in our lives. Not only in our entrepreneur as an entrepreneur, we need them in our individual personal lives. We need them all the time. But before I start, I know I've talked a lot. So I want just to also just have a quiet, few, just 2 minutes of silence. But before that, I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint, and I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can follow. Let me share my screen. The host disabled. Can you please enable me to share my screen, please, Kerry? Because it's saying the host disabled participants screen sharing.
Okay. Try it now and see.
Okay, yeah.
Got all right.
Let me see. Yeah. I don't know if you all can see my screen.
Yes, seeing it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Before I start, I just want us to just take 1 minute or two. Just close your eyes. Don't think about anything because I've been talking, and we just need to relax so that we just get everything in a peaceful mind and in this calmness. Just want you to just relax. Don't think of anything. If you want to think of anything now, just think about one good thing, just one thing the Lord has done for you this year, or those beautiful things He has done for you. Don't think of the ones that are yet to come. I wouldn't say the ones He hadn't done, the ones that are yet to come, because they will come. But just see yourself achieving that result, those goals you want to achieve as a person. See yourself becoming that great entrepreneur that will impact lives, that will give results to people. Just take a deep breath, breathe in and out. Yes, we can now open our eyes and come back. Okay, the power to win as an entrepreneur. That's the topic for today, the power to win as an entrepreneur. Seeing beyond yourself. Why did I say seeing beyond yourself? Seeing beyond yourself as an entrepreneur will give you more room for success. Because if you start looking at yourself, you start looking at the problems, at the mystery on how you solve that problem, it might generate failure and attract a lot of things you wouldn't want. So you just have to look beyond yourself as an entrepreneur. Look at that problem. You focus on the problem and not on yourself, because you already have that in you. You have that, you can solve that problem. So you just have to look beyond yourself, look at that problem you're about to solve and focus on it. Because that problem, if you solve that problem, it's going to give you that great result. Most of the times we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about business, when we talk about entrepreneur, we look into money, we look about the payment, we look about ourselves, but it's more beyond that. Because if you can solve one problem, it will attract the rest, it will attract money, it will attract people. So the focus is on the problem. If you can solve one problem as a person, just one person, or let me don't use a person, let me say a business, you have a good or a service you're rendering, and you're able to solve that problem, like for example implement something or create something, and that changes one person's life. That person's life that has been changed, or that service you brought that is helping one person, I believe that one person will relate that result and that success, or the result he or she got, to another person, and the rest comes in. You will be known, your products or your services will be known, and then that's being able, then you're able to see beyond yourself. But your problem is already making name for you, your problem is already marketing your services, your products. And one big thing we should deal with as an entrepreneur, before I go into the two main key topic, is silencing the voice. As an entrepreneur, especially when we are starting, not even when we're starting, because when you look at most millionaires today, those great entrepreneurs, those great people today, like this guy, the man that found out this WhatsApp we're using on Facebook, I think they had several failures, but they didn't give up. They didn't allow their failures to speak louder than that inner voice in them that let them know that they can do it. if you as an entrepreneur, you are able to silence the voice when you think about yourself, what if I mess up? If you remember, I said in the previous slide that you should look beyond yourself, because when you start looking at yourself, these voices will pop up. You start asking yourself, what if I mess up? Have you asked yourself that question? What if I mess up? What if I make a fool of myself? What will people say about me? Or you start thinking you're not just smart enough. Those are lies. Those are lies. Those are things you don't want to listen to. These are the voices you have to silence first before you take any other step. You have to silence, because these voices will make you not to get clarity of what you want. It won't it will hinder you from hearing people's advice and people's encouragement. If I was to listen to these voices, I don't think I'll be able to be who I am today. I was able to silence the voice that told me, what if you mess up, you not learn this language, you're not good there, you're not able to come out, make it as a nurse. I was able to silence that voice. It's a negative voice, and replace it with a positive one that I can't do it. I have gotten this clarity, I know what I'm doing, and I am looking beyond the present situation, but I'm looking at the sources I'm going to get. So it's very important to silence these voices. Any negative voices, we need to eliminate it. Remove it from your mind, remove it from your head. It's difficult, but you need to speak it out that you can do it. I won't mess up. I am not making fool of myself. I have one life there I'm going to impact. The path to win as an entrepreneur, I have 6 steps that will help you discover yourself, get clarity, and get you to start taking action today. But today, I'm going to talk about only 2 steps, which is encouragement, fighting encouragement and discouragement and self-doubt. But before that, I'll first of all share with you the 6 steps. I think I'll run down, just go through the 6 steps I work with. I have here: discouragement and self-doubt, understanding the difference between money and success, education is part of your success, dealing with daily challenges, discipline, lifestyle, habits, and persistence. When we talk about discouragement, overcoming discouragement and self-doubt, I want you to ask yourself these questions. I don't know if you've asked yourself these questions, but these are questions we need to ask. Self-discovery. Who are you? What are your goals? What are your dreams? If you know your goal and your dream, have you gotten clarity of what you want to do? How do you want to achieve those goals? Have you asked yourself, have you thought of the fact that you're adding values to people's life? I remember when I told my friends, I'll call my friends that I'm learning a language, like learning a language. How would that help you? But I know that learning that language is going to attract a lot of things that will add values to my life. And that was what I did. Have you asked yourself, what is your biggest challenge? For me, at that time, at the initial stage, was the language. It's a big barrier for me. I don't know what your challenge is, what that biggest challenge is, what is standing as a barrier, as a challenge for you as an entrepreneur. If you have had a challenge before, you go and ask yourself again, what have you done to overcome it? What have you come to overcome those challenges you're facing? If you can get answers to this question, you also think of what has worked for you in the past. and you think of what do you think can work for you now? Because these are vital questions that will help in this as an entrepreneur. These are because just like I said at the beginning of this, before I started the PowerPoint, I said I had to discover myself. Okay, I am here. I need to learn this language. I need to get clarity because I can't just understand how it's possible for me to learn a language and be able to study with it. Language I wasn't born with. I'm just learning it when I'm already 19 years. If I was like 7 or still very young, I would
Yeah.
say fine because children they are fast in learning language. But 19, I wouldn't say I'm old, but it's already a lot. A lot has happened, and my head at that time was focused on going to school. But I had to get clarity on this language and how to become this nurse, how it's going to help me to add value to my life. After you cannot ask yourself what has worked for you, what do you think can work now? What worked in the past? For me, I learned the language. It worked for me. I was able to study with it. I got my bachelor's and I was able to do my specialization. And now I'm able to I became an author and a coach. You see that it works for me in the past and it's adding more value and it keeps adding value for me. And you ask yourself, why do you think you are not taking action? Because we need to look at a lot of things. Why, if you're an entrepreneur and you've started doing what you're doing and it's not working for you, or you don't know how to start, you still lingering, like you don't know what to do. You ask yourself, why are you not taking action? Why are you not doing this or that, A, B, C? Because if you don't do A and you go to do C, I think it's not going to correspond. So you ask yourself, why are you not taking action? Just for me, when they told me I have to learn this language, or let me don't use myself as an example anymore. I have someone I coached, I worked through, I had a session with her. She has been here for a long time. She's a mother, she has kids and children, and she has this passion to take care of people, to nurse people, but the language became a barrier to her. She doesn't know. When she sees me, like, Monica, how did you do it? Oh, I really want to be. I told her, you can do it. She's like, no, my age, because she's almost in her 40s, she's in her late 30s, and she wants to still go back to school. I told her, what do you want? I had few conversations, few sections with her, and she told me what I want. I could see in her that she really wants to be a nurse or care for people. That is her passion. I helped she because with the conversation we had and with the sessions I had with her, she was able to get clarity. She was able to discover herself and that thing inside her that she can do. And she knew that with this language, she can add more value because she speaks the language, but she doesn't have that courage she think it's too late for her to start. She doesn't know how to start. But when I found out that this is her biggest challenge is the language and the support she needs to go through the school, I told her that you have to believe in yourself. You already gotten the clarity you want to become a nurse. And the biggest challenge is the language and support. I told her, we are going to look for someone to support you. I know I'm a nurse, but because we know each other, I wouldn't coach you. I wouldn't assist you in that. So what I did, I looked for someone that's a nurse, from a friend that's a nurse. I assigned the person to her, and that person assisted her in her education. And today she's the most happiest lady. She's now working as a care nurse. And that I'm going to talk about accountability because she asked someone to account to. She was more serious. It worked for her. She was able to overcome that challenge. is working for her because she wrote her first exam, she made it. She went in for the second one, she made it. And she took action, because if she doesn't do the assignment, if she didn't study, if she didn't see possibilities, it won't work for her and it will limit her. She won't be able to take action. When you've asked yourself these questions and you ask yourself, what is the next step? Why is it not working for me? Why are things not going the way they should? That is where we need a coach, where you need someone to account to. You need it as an entrepreneur. You need someone you need to talk to. You need someone. Even me that I'm talking, I still have someone that is still coaching me, because there are times I will like, oh, I don't know what, and I'll have someone to cry to. And they give me that push, that direction again. I get back to the track and I keep going. No matter how long you've been an entrepreneur or how good you think you are, we need someone to account to. So I hope you're getting me, and now we're coming more into overcoming discouragement. Still on it. Overcoming discouragement, one thing we do, overcomplicating the solution. We overcomplicate things in the sense that we think, because we are not unable to see beyond ourselves. We're unable to see that we can solve this problem. So when you stop looking at the misery of what is going on, the challenges, but look beyond it, then you know you're able to solve, you have that courage that you're able to solve a problem. Striving in a challenging environment, this is also a tough one. In whatever market we have, there are other people doing the same thing you're doing. But it doesn't matter if you're 101 people, if there are 101 person doing the same thing you're doing. You need to have that confidence in yourself. You don't need to doubt yourself. You need to have that confidence in yourself that you are unique. If everybody have the same product, you're just unique in yourself that you're going to sell your own product. You're so unique in yourself that people will come to purchase your service. So you need to strive in that challenging environment as an entrepreneur. You need to fight discouragement. You need to fight self-doubt. You need to know that you can do it in that new environment. All you need to do in that challenging environment, study how the market is going, study the people, study the things there, and know how to strategize. You need to strategize. You need to apply new strategies. Part of the process to success, yes, and discouragement and self-doubt are part of the process. Most of the times people look at it as negative, as failure, discouragement, but at times if you are able to overcome that discouragement, if you're able to fight that self-doubt, it will bring room for success. You're going to succeed. You're going to succeed. So you need to overcome, you need to look at discouragement in a positive way. And in this, you need an accountability, someone to account to. Note that discouragement is part of the process, because when you fail, if you have that grace and that ability not to give up, if you don't give up, you keep trying, you're going to succeed. Discouragement is a stepping stone to achieving your goals. What I mean by this is a stepping stone, because if sometimes when we don't face these challenges, it doesn't give you the energy to strive to want to fight. So when you have this discouragement, at times for me, when I'm discouraged, sometimes I feel like giving up, but inner me, I know I'm the type, originally I don't give up. I'm a quiet person, but I don't give up. So you have to develop that energy in you. You have to believe in yourself that you can do it. Look at those discouragements and as a stepping stone, because At times when we're discouraged, we are weak, we fail. When you fail, it's okay to fail, but don't allow your failure to make you to quit. Don't allow your failure and the discouragement to make you to give up. You need to have a positive mindset. You need to keep pushing and looking for things to help you. Now I come to accountability. Yes, you need someone to account to. Someone to account to might be a coach, it might be a mentor. Just like a president of the country, he has an advisor. You need someone to advise you. A president has as an entrepreneur, you need someone that will advise, not just anybody. You need a solid coach or a mentor, someone that will mentor you in a positive way, someone that knows your weakness but does not look at it, but only see the strength in you. So to round up this topic on discouragement and self-doubt, you don't give up. You don't allow the discouragement to make you give up. Be encouraged. See it as a stepping stone to success. Strive, fight in that environment you are in. And I'm quickly going to go to persistence. I'm now on persistence. The second step is persistence. Persistence is a sweet word. It's very sweet. I just love that persistence. It's a sweet word to pronounce, yes, but it's not easy to keep up with. Because people can easily tell you, you can do it, go, you have it in you. But believe me, when after those words, you're back to reality, you have to tell yourself that you can do it. You have to persist. You have to create. Persistence helps you to create a room for success. And it will, if you can persist, it will open greater doors for opportunities for you. Because I didn't give up becoming a nurse, I was able to succeed. It opened the door for me to specialize. It opened the door for me today to be an author and a coach because I kept persisting. Do you think when I was writing my book, that there are no days I felt like I can't write anymore? There are days there were blackouts. There were blocks. I couldn't do anything anymore. But I persisted. I fell back to my coach. I'm like, I don't know, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And you tells you one or two things and you find your energy and you keep going. Persistence keeps you in track. When you keep persisting, it helps you to be in track because you're not just looking at the challenges, you're looking at the results. You're looking at the end goal. You're looking at the result, what you want to achieve, your goal, your dream. When you look at those things, it should be an internal stimulant for you to keep going, to keep pursuing your goals. Persistence helps you to silence those voices and helps you to listen to your inner voice, that inner voice that tells you you can do it, you are good enough, you can do it. And persistence helps you to create a positive energy. And to be able to be persistent in things, you need a positive mind. You need to be positive minded. You need people around you that are also people that are in the same field with you or that have gone through the same challenges you're going. When you talk to just people, believe me, it gives you more, it generates a positive energy. I remember, I'm just going to drop this here before I round up. I am a mother today, but I have to wait for that child for 5 years. I was waiting on the Lord for 5 years, but each time I think of the day I'm going to have that child, I kept persisting because I know the word of God has told me that, Monica, you are not barren. You're going to have your children. I know this has nothing to do with entrepreneur, but I'm just telling you, it has to do with, I persisted and I got my results. So as an entrepreneur, you need to persist. Keep persisting until you see that result. You need to have a strong belief system. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have a strong belief system. Believe in yourself that you can do it and you achieve that result, that goal you always want to have. So I'm going to leave you at this. Don't be discouraged. Always fight discouragement whenever it pops up. Fight self-doubt. Don't allow it to linger for long. Speak it out. Tell yourself you can do it. Then what makes you feel like giving up? You have the power to silence. I said it before, you have the power to silence that voice today. My advice for you, you have that power in you. You have that in you to silence that voice today. It takes courage to take the first step and press on. Take that first step. Have you gotten clarity? Take that bold step. Take action today. Don't wait for tomorrow. If you're already in the entrepreneur for a long time and things are not, re-strategize. Look for something else. Talk to people. Look for help. Don't just die in silence. You have to look for help. Consciously look for help. It takes accountability to do 10 times of what you can do on your own. Yes, I really believe in this, and I really apply this to myself. It takes 10 times, it takes accountability. Yeah, it takes 10 times of what you can do. When you have someone to account to, when you have someone that is as a coach, really, if you work with a coach, you get your result faster. You get your result faster. And this brings me to the end of my PowerPoint today. But before I go, don't be discouraged. It might not be going well today. There might be ups and downs, but don't let it discourage you. Focus on the problem you're about to solve. Focus on the end results you're going to get. Don't doubt yourself. You can do it. You have what it takes. You have all it takes to become that who you want to be. Set your goals. Don't limit yourself. Set those higher goals and you're going to do it. You are going to achieve them. I'm going to stop here, but before I go, what can you do today? If you ask yourself, what can you do today to move to the next level? If where you are today, you're not satisfied, ask yourself, what can you do more to get to the next level? And I would like to let you know I'm launching a mastermind program for individuals who wants to beat their fears, and jump to the next level within the next 6 weeks. Together, we can dive deep into self-discovery processes that will help you discover your strength and your weakness. Sometimes we don't see those things on our own. You need someone. You really need a coach. You need someone to hold your hands and let you know you can do it. We can also craft out a roadmap for success for you to position yourself for financial freedom and fulfillment. I tell you, once you're able to solve one problem, it's going to affect you in a positive way all around. Financial freedom will set in, you feel fulfilled. I think if you're able to solve one problem, you feel fulfilled, you'll be happy. So come, let's go the journey together. If you want to know more, my advice for you today, what action, without action, nothing change. If you don't take action, nothing will change. Don't give up. Keep encouraging yourself. Look for a coach, for a mentor, and you're going to get great results. I'm looking for selected people, individuals who want to benefit from this gift at almost nothing. If you are interested, let's connect and talk. You can get to me through Cherise. You can get my book, 19 is a Late Start, 6 Steps to Financial Freedom as a Young Lady and Fulfillment as a Young Lady. You can become a successful entrepreneur. You can become a successful lady, a successful man, being that great entrepreneur you're called to be. You've got it in you. You can do it. Just get clarity. Take that first bold step and you can do it. Never give up. Keep persisting. Keep pushing. Have a positive mindset and success is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica. I really get that transformational coach vibe from you when you were speaking. Before we round up, I would like to know if either any one of the other persons Christiana or Danielle has any questions that they would like to put forward to Monica at this point.
Okay, let me try to. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the brilliant presentation. The information that you just shared was so valuable because actually I'm an entrepreneur as well. But you know, the
Sorry,
one thing.
Danielle, I can't hear you clearly. I don't know if
Oh,
Cherise.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When something arrives at the time. I'm just so happy that I listened to the whole presentation, and it was really interesting and I benefited a lot. Are you getting me, Monica?
I am trying to hear you, but it's your voice sounds a little bit faint, but
Okay, okay. So what I'm saying is that actually this has been very helpful. It has
okay.
been very helpful because an entrepreneur, but there are certain moments where like things delay to come by so easily. We start doubt, having that self doubt, and I think
Yeah.
that was my portion. That might sometimes be my portion. I begin to like have that self doubt. Especially when it concerns when you're not seeing the result directly, or it takes time to come for you to see that result. You begin to have that self-doubt and asking yourself, when am I going to be able to really get that positive result? When am I going to accomplish that? Or this is I've been into it for let's say more than a year, but I seem not to be seeing the outcome of it. So it has really been helpful. And as you said, I would really want you to give more tips because at times you seem like you have an accountability partner, you have people that you can speak to in case you have that self-doubt, but you have that fear, like for example, at time I would take my own case. At time you say, okay, I looking at maybe my siblings that decided to go into the corporate world, and me, for example, I decided to be an entrepreneur, to embark on this entrepreneurship journey. And they have been there, but at a certain moment when you look at the level, maybe financially, I can say financially, they are far off better than you. And you ask yourself, but why am I doing this? Why am I doing this if I cannot really see that outcome? They have been able to accomplish this, but it's true that that's not the most essential. It's not about finances, but finance is very essential. It's also very important because those are some of the things that encourages and motivates you to keep going. But when it takes, for example, time for you to see it, you begin to ask yourself, oh my god, maybe I can blame myself, maybe I not doing maybe what is right, and not taking maybe action at times so fast, but entrepreneurship journey, it's a very challenging one, especially when you're still at your start, and you have to continually persistently continue working. At time when you put in so much time to accomplish that, it becomes very overwhelming and discouraging, not to say so. Yeah. So I want you, maybe I know you've over spoken about how you can keep moving, how you could be encouraged to continue. But I actually, honestly, at time I get myself in that position where, you know, it's true, it's not good to compare, but we always do that. You will always like, what am I benefiting choosing embarking on this journey if, for example, you see your siblings, your friends that embarked on a different journey, and you look at the outcome, and it's so much better. I mean, for them, it's so much better than yours. I know it will certainly come. It will certainly come. Maybe, yeah, it's taking time. It's taking time to come. It will certainly come. But at time when you seem not to be seeing it coming, it becomes very discouraging.
Okay. Okay, Daniel, if I understood you very well, you're asking what tips I can give when you put in a lot of effort to achieve things and it's delaying, or you're not seeing the results, the effort you put in, you're not seeing the results. What can I say about that? And maybe it's working for others. Others are making it or getting it, but yours, you're not there yet.
Fine, yeah.
Okay. Um, there are times I feel that way. I felt that way in my journey of life. And I think every great man today, I'm sure that their success story wasn't all about, it was not easy. I'm sure there are a lot of times, if you read their books, yeah, there are a few books I'm reading, there are a lot of times they went through discouragement, they went through not getting anything from the effort they're putting. But one thing that kept them going is this spirit of persistence. I was reading the Think and Grow Rich. There's the story I was reading there. The man, I don't know, it kept persisting that he's going to get that. But it took him years until he got result. But in some cases, in this present situation, like for example, for myself, I'm also an entrepreneur, building my own services, my own platform. But I know that finances, because this is where most people get it wrong. I know finances is a challenge, but there are sometimes that is why for me personally, I still work. I still work. I still have my job, and I'm doing this alongside my own job because I know I need finances to be able to keep myself going. So what I would advise most time, if you shouldn't give up on your journey as an entrepreneur, and if the financial aspect you're not getting it, I would advise, if you can pick up, it might not be a full-time job, if you can pick up something, just a part-time, just to do, and whilst you're working on working on the journey as an entrepreneur. And when you see that entrepreneurship, you're getting more income, or is growing, you could quit on the other one. That is what I would advise. I know initially you wouldn't get the results, because there are times for me as a person, I feel discouraged, but I don't allow it to let me give up. I know there are times you have someone you account to and you feel like, okay, you're applying everything, is not working. My encouragement for you today, not to give up. For me, sometimes I tell myself, I don't know where I'm if I had given up when I wanted to give up, I don't think I'll be here today to have this opportunity to talk to great people out there today, to talk to fellow entrepreneurs, because I didn't give up. So no matter how rough it is, no matter what the challenge is, just keep pushing, and the one day, just 1 day, 1 minute, just one contact will change your story. Really, because you don't know the platform you come in and you've been, yeah, people will get to know about you. So keep rendering those services you're doing, keep working on it. If you think that that is not giving you enough finance you need, if it means you to apply for a part-time job, you could do that for just for a short time. But my advice is keep persisting. Look for people that have gone through that challenge. As for me, I do talk to fellow coaches. I'm like, are you going through this as well? I'm going through this. And we encourage ourselves together. And each time I have that discussion, I have this energy. Really, I move on. So just look at people that have going through that challenge with you, same challenge, talk to them and let try to know what they're doing, and it will encourage you, and you get one or two ideas that will blow your mind. But never give up. That would be my advice. Keep pushing. One day you're going to get there. Just one result you solve, it's going to open great doors. And I will say, don't give up. And if you're a Christian, I will advise to also keep praying, keep believing in the Lord. He's good at doing things when we don't expect, and he will surprise you on a very good day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. I second entirely what Monica says, Danielle, in terms of, not giving up. And coming from the entrepreneurial side also, the road is long, it is daunting, most times it is. And, when we look at social media and we tend to compare ourselves with what we're seeing out there, it can be very, very misleading. People don't really post their failures. People don't, they don't post the days. We don't get to see on Instagram, on Facebook, the many no's that we get when we try to sell something, when we put something out in the market. I'm not going to go on social media and say how many people, how many clients I lost that day. Instead, I'm going to be snapping photos of the times when I did have clients. So we only really see one side of the story of from another entrepreneur, right? Something I learned recently also, you see people that is making a lot of money. Yes, we compare ourselves and we wonder, well, when is it going to fall in our hands or in our lap like that? Is to not look at it from that perspective. And my husband always tells me this. He always tells me, do not get jealous, do not get envious of what other people has, because you don't know their struggles, you don't know what their time was. So a little piece of thing that I developed for my own self, my time will come. I tell myself, my time will come. And God knows the hour, the season, the people, everything to put at that right moment. So while it may be disheartening, we can tell you, fear not. On the business side of it now, you need a coach, right? Coaches need coaches. Yes. Coaches need coaches. We leave it on,
That's true. That's right.
We need a team. We need a support system so that when one of us feels discouraged, we can call up, Monica, today is not a good day. I don't know. Business is dead today. It doesn't seem lively. And, Monica is going to call and brighten us with her laughter, or she's going to post one of her videos and we're going to be inspired. So we need, you need that kind of embodiment around you. So we had to try to move away from a lot of what is negative so that the negative thoughts do not reside permanently in our minds. A priest once told me, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to cry. And we do cry as entrepreneurs. We cry a lot, right? And Father said, he said, you know what? It's okay to do all that, but give yourself half an hour. Give yourself half an hour to feel whatever emotions, because our emotions also make us who we are too, but don't dwell in them. Give yourself half an hour. After half an hour, shake yourself out of it and move again. And then too, sometimes it means that we really may be doing business wrong. So it means that we may have to relook at our business model. Because let's say, for example, what happened during COVID, right? A lot of businesses were not essential, so to speak. And you find people adapting and pivoting, and you're hearing all those words: pivot, adapt, transition. You're hearing all that, but what exactly does it mean? It means now that if you weren't an essential business that was allowed to stay open and conduct business and make money, you now have to think in terms of, how can I make myself wanted by my clients? How can I make myself more meaningful? What value can I actually give to people now in this present state? So you have to walk in your customers' shoes. Whoever your customers may be, come out of your business sense for a little bit and walk in the customer's shoes. Will the customer be enthralled by what you have to offer at this point in time, right? It could even mean something so terrible and heart-wrenching to an entrepreneur as closing down my present business and reopening another one. It may be that kind of transition, because we are in a We're in a different kind of lifestyle now. We're in a different kind of zone, and no one can say entirely what it's going to be like in 2021. No one can say. And because all economies globally has been affected terribly with this pandemic, it means that we're going to be more or less in an economic disaster for at least a year or two. Our prime minister here in Trinidad tells us for the next 2 years, right? Because they work closely with the IMF, with the World Bank and all that. So all sources of funds have dried up and people now have to try so many other things. So you could hold on to what you're presently doing, yes, but then repackage, rethink it, remodel it, you know, that kind of thing. Make it more enticing. So coaching, like for coaches right now, the coaches we have here, some of my clients are also coaches. And what they have started to do now, the pandemic has been affecting people's mental health. So they have been coming on more frequently and they have been offering like 3 days a week, I'm here for you to talk to, you know, that kind of thing. And they can now have a coach on a retainer basis, you know. So I pay this person, I'd say $300-400 a month, and I can call this, I have, let's say, 48 contact hours with this person, right? That's 2 days. I have 48 contact hours with this person. And just the mere fact that you're available to someone, that's a need. They need that right about now. Our suicide rates have been high here in Trinidad because of what people are going through. People have lost their jobs. Think in terms of how can you share information. Our webinars like this are actually free. And today what happened, we lost connectivity. So everybody is suffering right now. No school, no work, that kind of thing. So I'm sorry that my audience couldn't join in, but I'm going to make sure to share because I think what Monica shared was so enlightening, right? And I think they all can benefit from this. So get into things like this. Do a lot right now, do a lot of collaboration. Coaches can get together, right? Work with one another, collaborate. That's a big word right now. It doesn't make sense fighting everybody in the market at this point in time. So Monica said something about striving in a challenging environment. And right now, at this point in time, all environments are challenging, but it will become less challenging if we were to hold each other's hand, right? And I'm not too sure if your environment is as competitive as mine. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, entrepreneurs seem to fight down each other, that kind of thing where I am, instead of working together. But I really believe integration is what will make this work, right? Because two heads are better than one. And we could come up with if we sat here right now, if we had a lot more time and the four of us start talking about our businesses, we would be able to come up with a multitude of different things that we can do, believe it or not. So get a team that you can do like that. Sit with a lot of coaches and say, okay, you specialize in this, you specialize in this. Let's do a team package for our clients, you know? Who are your ideal clients? Who are Christiana's ideal clients? Who are Monica's ideal clients? And you know what? Let's come up with programs. Make it affordable because you're now sharing, right? Things actually should be affordable now because a lot of it is being done online. So really sit and think of an adapt plan. Create for yourself, your business, and adapt plan. How do I go forward from here? Right? What do people want right now? And see if you could find somewhere in that, what do people want right now to fit your business? Create something. It's not impossible, right? It just means, I think what happens now is that entrepreneurs have a lot more work to do. A lot of entrepreneurs, believe it or not, have been lazy. And I heard you say, you know, in terms of there are times where we could have done a lot more, but we didn't. So now is not the time to be regretful of that, but actually move forward knowing that we can do more. Let's do it. You know, get to that point in time now in your life where you tell yourself, okay, I can't afford to be sitting around. I need to make this work and make it work. Talk to God, journey with God throughout it, right? I tell myself, I'm not making a step until God speaks to me. And then within your spirit, you'll feel things right. And you'll see how quickly, right, things will unravel. It will unravel and you'll see, oh, but I should have been doing this and I should plan this. and talk to customers, talk to your clients, find out what it is they're looking for, right? Get in their shoes for a little bit, and you would get some great. I know I'm rambling a lot, but it's just to give from the business aspect of it some of the things, because pivoting right now is very essential, and you have to make yourself essential as opposed to just telling yourself, you know what, I'm a sad sap, money's not making, everybody who working in a job. It's not that easy. People are losing jobs, economies are getting tighter. So that's only for a while. But when governments start to squeeze people, look at what's going to happen. Entrepreneurs have added advantages right about now, and we should take it. We should look at the advantages that we have, right? And we should take it. And again, feel free to call on Monica, or and link with people. And I'd also be happy and willing, to even do a session like this, so that people can more people can see you globally, because that's the way. I'm so happy to be connecting with you guys, all the way where you are, so that this is the advantage that we're sharing. I'm going to let my people connect with Monica, and if I know you well, I'm going to let my people connect with you and Christiana, because that's what we need to do, right? That's the kind of collaboration we need to do, and this helps. These little webinars and stuff like that. If you're interested, let us know, because people will now see you as a thought leader, right? And this can sell your product. Yeah. This can sell your product. I always do this with the aim to push people forward, right? So you can do things like that. A group of coaches can have a coach meetup online and invite people. There's so many ideas.
Yeah, Christy, talking about coach, sorry for breaking you, talking about coaches coming together, really, that's a great idea, because we have our authors group, because I'm also a coach, but I have a group of coaches, which Danielle and Christy is part of it. And we have other 3 great coaches out there. We do collaborate, we do come online. Sometimes we go on Facebook Live. I think we're going live this on Wednesday. So I'm using this opportunity. If you're free, we're going live this Wednesday. We have great potentials. It's really very important as coaches to also come together, talk together, and you never know, we're one. Everybody else is. That's why I said initially, each person, we are unique. The way I talk is not going to be the way you talk. There are few people that might relate better with you than to me, and there are people that relate better to me than to Christy and Christy. That's how it goes. It's really a great thing what you said, coaches coming together. So if you don't mind, we have great coaching network, or the authors group. We're in Canada, in the States, America, we're in Cameroon, we're in Finland and Belgium. So it's very good, strong coaching network. We render different services. As you have seen me today, I'm one of them.
Lovely. All right, before I ramble on again, Christiana, any concerns you have, or anything you'd like to say?
I am so delighted. In fact, I'm overwhelmed. I would really want to say, Coach Monica, thank you so much for that presentation. I was just following from the start to the finish, and I can say that you just got me more elevated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now the name is Timely Entrepreneur. Sorry, I missed your name again, but thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. I'm Cherise. I forgot in the midst of everything to introduce myself. I'm Cherise. Yes.
Thank you so much. This is really refreshing, I must confess. I had a little Daniel kind of indirectly put a question I was about to ask, but I will just chip in one thing, because for me, I have also learned in life that these challenges, sometimes they are like circles. They keep reoccurring at certain phases in life. So I learned that we just need to get ourselves in that level that when they come, we are prepared to face them. That is what is going to keep us floating in the air, as entrepreneurs, like, oh yeah, I'm ready to deal with you when they come in. So all what you have discussed here, like seriously, those are just the tools that we need to keep moving. And I feel refreshed again moving. I'm also so available, like Coach Monica said, and Daniel as well. So please, let's just get going. Let's get people inspired, and let's keep transforming lives. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Monica. This is what I intended to happen. This is what I wanted to happen, just to more people. But I'm certain that when I start sharing the video on my platforms and so forth, that people are going to be overwhelmed by this also, just as Danielle and Christiana was. Can you give us quickly, Monica, places where they can find you? They can find you on social media. Can you share your Facebook page name and so forth?
Yes, they can get me on Facebook. Sorry, let me just pull it up. But before I do that, Cherise, there's something you said that most people that are successful, they don't share their failure story, which is very true, very correct. Because a lot of times we fail, but we don't say that. For example, when I was in school, I was told that I never be an intensive care nurse. I never could do this. And I heard it a lot of times, but the first time I heard it, it hit me so hard that I felt like giving up. But I didn't allow that to discourage me. So we fail at times, or we don't allow that failure to let us to sit there. We just get up, just like you said, the father said, just cry a little bit and you get yourself up. We fail, but the greatness in failure is the ability to rise up and keep moving. Not for us to remain there, just rise up and keep moving. You could get me, for those that want to contact me, you could get me on Facebook via with the name Monique with the C, Oranugo Achogamonye. Though Cherise, I didn't write it out in an part.
Yes, when I'm editing the video for sharing, I'm going to add it to the end also. Right?
Okay,
so your name will also be included. As you speak, your name will be highlighted also.
Okay, mine, you can find me on Facebook with the name Monique with a C, Oranugo Achogamonye, or you can send me an email. My email is moniqueme19@yahoo.com. You could also get my book. My book is in the e-version, the e-book, and now is the paperback is out. So it's also in the hard copy. You can get that via Amazon. So just place your order. If you're more of the ebook type, you can order it with the ebook. If you're more of the, like me, someone like me that likes holding the book in my hands, I love holding it and reading it so I can underline and, mark those important stuff. You can also order my paperback on Amazon. They're all available on Amazon for order. Thank you.
Thank you. And you mentioned, Monica, your Mastermind Progress Program. That information, you can send me some information on that to be shared also. And just one quick question on that. Is it for ladies only?
No. Thank you for asking that, because when my book came out, the guys were like, Monica, this your book is only for ladies. I said, no, you all have your younger sister. You have friends that are female, so it's not only for ladies. It could be like the one I'm having this Friday, though I've not put up the poster. The one I'm having this Friday is specifically for women waiting on the Lord that have been waiting to conceive, that I'm going to be online to encourage them. It's going to be a webinar. Men could attend, you could come and encourage your wife to, or encourage someone, invite someone to come and listen. I do tell people I'm not a pastor to come and preach to you, but I'm here to encourage you because I've gone through that journey. I know how it feels, the emotional aspect. So I'm coming online. I'll be on the webinar on Friday. I'm having a webinar to encourage women out there and tell them what I did. As a young lady, I waited for 5 years. It's 5 years, but for me, it's like 100 years. It's so heavy. So I want to also share my story with them this coming Friday. And I'll pass when my poster is out, I get more information. I'm going to share with you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much, Monica. I really enjoyed today's session. My only regret is that the power connection on our side here. I don't know if Christiana knew. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, all the way in Caribbean, and connected with Monica in Belgium. So that's how we connected. So that's my only regret, but the session was really, really well, and I promise to do my utmost best to make sure that this reaches many people. To Danielle and Christiana, thank you so much for joining, and congratulations on being authors too. I love that. I'm also on one of my books as well. So that's why Monica and I connect the authors too, you know. So I love the community. So Danielle, you have support. You have our support right here, you know. If you guys need to reach out to me, if you'd be interested in doing a webinar also, just look for Timely Entrepreneur on Facebook, or my name is Cherise, Cherise Castle, Cascle, and you connect with me there and we can talk further. Monica, this has been wonderful. And Daniela asked for more tips. I feel like we may have another webinar coming up.
Yeah.
Wow,
We
thank
could
you.
have a round table.
And,
You could have it could be an individual, because Sherry, you have great authors, you have great coaches here. Right? Really, Danielle is a content creator. She's very good in her job, really. And Christiana is also a nurse. She's working in Finland. She's an author. She's, you know, the power in you. She's a great. Let me be frank with you. When I have it heavy, I call Christiana, like, Christy, are you doing it? I am so down on this. And she knows how to get me going. You know, she talks to me and she has this sweet voice. When you listen to her, you will listen.
all right, so hopefully I will be connecting with Danielle and Christiana in the near future. I look forward to this. A lot of people need this, guys. A lot of people need help.
Yes.
A lot of people need a team. They need a support system. Just think
Yeah.
of what we are going through as entrepreneurs, and think that somebody else has it worse, right? People are closing
Yeah.
down their businesses and stuff like that.
True.
It's not all that, it's bad, but it's not all that bad.
Bad.
And
Exactly.
as Monica says, every step, you know, even failure, every step is a step closer to success.
Success.
So
Yeah.
our failures are going to turn into successes. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you guys
Thank you.
very much. Look out for the recording. I would send the recording to Monica and she will share how she sees fit. All right. Have a
I will.
beautiful
Thank you.
rest of the day. I'm not sure what time it is for you guys. It is
Okay.
now 2:36 p.m. in Trinidad.
It's 7:34 p.m. here in
Wow.
Belgium,
Okay.
and 8 in Finland, and 7 in Cameroon as well.
Wow. Isn't it wonderful to be connecting like this?
Very. It's great.
It's fantastic.
That's the power of work.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the power of the beauty on online working or
Yeah.
visual meeting.
Very nice. Before we log off, Danielle and Christina, can I get the name of your books also?
Also, the name of my book is Becoming Your Dream Self.
What is it? Sorry?
Becoming Your Dream.
Danielle, we can hear you.
Oh, am I muted? No. Yeah, I wanted to write in the chat box. Becoming
Oh,
your
Okay.
Becoming Your Dream Self, 7 keys to own and control your life as a millennial. So my book is all about how millennials, like I don't know, you and myself,
mhm.
we could like millennials could take ownership of their life and take control of their life, how they could overcome certain challenges that might be stopping them from achieving their dreams, how they can strive through all those challenges and finally get the dream they always wanted to. You know. So my book is basically for millennials and like my book is my life story, how I I I my book is my life story where I went through the challenging moments where my parents were telling me that this is what we want for you, and I had a clear picture of what I wanted. So how I tried, how I went through all those challenging moments to finally become the person I always wanted to be. So
Wow.
Mary, that is I am I can well I'm a coach for millennials. Yeah. So
Okay.
I a lot of content online to encourage them to keep moving, that they should never stop because it's possible to achieve your dreams even when everything around you seems impossible. Yeah. Thank you very much.
That's fantastic.
I'm so
So,
excited.
you know what? We should be hearing more talk of failures from you because, you've had that dream start. Right? So I'll look into it, yes. And Christiana posted first, the power in you Yeah, I'm taking notes. The power in you, some steps to overcoming daily challenges. And that sounds like a whole nice discussion, Monica.
Yeah, you need to get Christy. They're both powerful true life story. You know, one good thing with our books, we tell our stories. We tell our stories to change lives, to transform lives, to impact lives.
Yes.
So
I
I will leave Christy to say about Hello,
right.
Chris. Okay, Christy has her own there. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, please. I just put it on the chat box so
Chat.
it's
Okay.
easy
Yes.
for Cheryl
Okay.
to get it. Thank you so much for requesting.
No problem. Most welcome. So I hope to be connecting with Monica some more and Daniel and Christiana now. All right,
Thank you
you
so
guys
much,
have a
Sherry.
blessed afternoon. Thank
You
you for
too.
joining
Thank you
us.
so much. Thank you
Okay,
so much, Mary.
bye.
Thanks, Danielle and Christiana.
Thank you as
Bye.
well. Bye.
Bye.